Dozens of freshly spray-painted blue stars of David covered residential buildings in Paris this week, in an incident deemed anti-Semitic by the city and the French government. The graffiti-tagged buildings marked just one of the recent examples of anti-Semitic incidents, which have surged globally since the attack by Hamas gunmen on southern Israel on October 7th, and subsequent war on the Islamist group launched by Israel in the Gaza Strip.
Et c'est choquant, c'est inquiétant. Parce que ça...
It's shocking. It's worrying with the current context. I feel like they're marking the Jewish families of the neighborhood.
Juifs du quartier, c'est dangereux.
It's dangerous. It's unimaginable.
Voilà, c'est inimaginable.
In the United States, White House officials expressed alarm this week at reports of anti-Jewish incidents.
We can't stand by and stand silent in the face of hate.
Biden administration officials also met with American Jewish leaders to discuss ways to stem the rising tide of anti-Semitism at U.S. universities specifically.
With my own eyes, I have witnessed Columbia students resort to base bigotry. I've seen them parrot foul anti-Semitic tropes.
Yoni Kurtz, a Jewish student at Columbia University, called on the school's administration to support students facing anti-Semitism.
Institutionally, I feel abandoned. The university's inaction has made us question whether Columbia University can actually maintain an environment where all students feel welcome and safe on campus.
At another Ivy League school, federal prosecutors charged Cornell University student Patrick Dye for allegedly making online threats against Jewish students last weekend. In one of the most chilling anti-Semitic incidents globally, an enraged mob stormed an airport in Russia's Dagestan region over the weekend, looking for Jews to harm after a flight arrived from Tel Aviv. In countries where figures are available from police or civil society groups, including the United States, Britain, France, Germany, and South Africa, the pattern is clear. The number of anti-Semitic incidents has gone up since October 7th by several 100%, compared with the same period last year. In some countries such as the United States and Britain, Islamophobic incidents have also increased since October 7th.
Железка натуральная, сделана в бачах. И цена?
Он прожил всю свою жизнь мирно с людьми.
We were asking the administration to use their speech to...
With my own eyes, I have witnessed Columbia students resort to base bigotry. I've seen them parrot foul anti-Semitic tropes. I've seen them label visibly Muslim students as terrorists. I've seen them roar in approval for calls of violence against civilians. I've seen them take to social media nearly every day of the last 3 weeks to call for each other's deaths. Institutionally, I feel abandoned. While President Manouch Shafiq's statements condemning identity-based hate and anti-Semitism gave students some hope that the school administration would actually take concrete actions, the university's inaction has made us question whether Columbia University can actually maintain an environment where all students feel welcome and safe on campus.
Fuck the Jews.
Fuck the Jews. Those words were said not here in Amsterdam, not on Broadway. Those words were said in Jerome Green Hall, Columbia's law school building. To be clear, I know this incident in fact occurred because it happened to me. I was the one who the anti-Semite chose to direct that message to.
And it's rarely restricted. It's because there's nearly always the opportunity for counter speech.
Yesterday, on a Cornell online discussion forum, someone threatened to slit the throats of Jews. Jewish students were scared to leave their rooms, and the kosher dining hall was locked down. Last week, a mob of anti-Israel students trapped Jewish students in the Cooper Union Library. This is 2023. It is not 1942. And this is New York. It's not Nazi Europe. So Columbia, what will you do to ensure that we are not the next Cooper Union or Cornell?
Initial silence shows others that it is okay to spread rhetoric that is anti-Semitic.
Hate is too strong of a word to fling around. But here I am experiencing hate. Hate is what people on our college campus feel towards us as we walk by, simply because we are Jewish. Hate is when the head of a Columbia club puts out a statement saying that all Jews are white supremacists, oppressors, Nazis, and that no Zionists are allowed in the club. She also said that the Holocaust was not special. So when I'm asked, do you feel safe at Columbia University? I say no.
My Jewish sisters and brothers and I are on the receiving end of death threats from our peers. Undergraduates who have filed reports about these incidents have been left with no emotional support, no feedback, and no consequences for the perpetrators of these hateful actions. As a result of this inaction, there are Jewish students who do not feel physically safe on campus. And yet the unequivocal tone of the student body and frankly the administration prior to recent email statements is, no, this is not what anti-Semitism is. This is not what you are experiencing.
Hour by hour database, what that looks like, you sort of draw a...
We want them to clarify, enforce, and outline exactly what their policies are regarding speech on campus, regarding bigotry on campus. We want them to actually effectively support both emotionally and practically students who are victims of anti-Semitic and other hate actions. We want them to create mandated university settings for students to come together across their differences and see each other as human, because as much as that is Columbia's brand, as much as that is Columbia's thing on their website, it simply is not happening. And as many of our speakers said, we want them to clearly differentiate between the Palestinian movement and Hamas terrorism.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.